What is going on, everybody? It is Lay the House where I'm here, and I'm sharing my daily fantasy and sports betting picks and plays for the MLB slate on this Tuesday, August 13th. I apologize for my 2 week absence. I went on a 10-day vacation up to Illinois, was on a farm for a bit, and then when I got back, I lost power for the entire day yesterday. So honestly, I was in the middle of recording a video for you guys, and my power just cut out and didn't return until 8 o'clock last night. So I'm sorry for that, but I'm back with the regular content for you all and posting a ton of plays for you all as well in the Discord server. So let's take a look at Underdog Fantasy before we jump into things and see if there's any good promos out there. So this Angel Reese over 0.5 points isn't until Thursday, so I'm going to wait until Thursday and the WNBA is back to combine that with something. And then we have all these plays for NFL Week 1. Deshaun Watson, 204.5 passing yards. Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb. I'm going to wait a bit to make plays on these. I'm going to wait till it's closer. I don't want the money just sitting there up until Week 1 starts. So we're going to wait, and then we'll make some plays when the time comes. Now, even though I was away for a week and a half or 2 weeks here, there were a bunch of plays posted in the Discord server. So if you're not in the Discord server yet, it's completely free to join. The link is in the description below and also in the pinned comment below. I'm just going to go in there really quickly, show you what it's about. There's a whole section on betting education where I have a ton of information on positive EV betting. It's all free. Everything in here is free. It's a complete open community. It's honestly the best sports betting Discord out there just because everything is free and for you guys. There's a whole section where you can post your big wins, so you can see a lot of people have been posting really big wins the last couple of days. A new member, Chaz, said he took a lot of the information from my YouTube videos and cashed some plays yesterday for over $100. So welcome to the community, Chaz, and nice job winning last night. And then there's some other sections here that you want to be notable as well. RM's picks. This is where I post all of my plays for Underdog Fantasy, Prizepicks, and Sleeper. In the fantasy pick section, I post them as soon as I make them, so you can get ahead of any line movement just like I do. And then sports betting picks is where I post my regular sports betting picks as well. We already cashed a play on the NPB this morning on a plus 125. The Hawks minus 2.5. They cashed that, so nice win to start the day. Then I also have two other cappers in the community as well. Dami Locks, who posts a ton of plays on looks like Sleeper, Parlay Play, Prizepicks, Underdog Fantasy, you name it. He made a ton of money over the last week when I was gone. You can see going to the big win section, he had some huge days. I think he made over $2,000 the other day on plays that he posted in the Discord for you guys. So you really need to be in there so you can tail these plays from Dami Locks. And then Zach Betts, he has a more traditional sports betting approach where he's been posting parlays and regular straight bets on Bet365. However, he had a massive day yesterday as well. He turned $15 into $370 on a play that he posted in our Discord server, completely free for you all. So this is why it's the best Discord community out there, and it's completely free. So that's why it's the best. Look forward to seeing you guys there, and honestly, you need to join that if you want to see, make a lot of money and learn a lot about sports betting. So now, let's head over to OddsShopper, and we'll go over to the Underdog Fantasy Entry Builder and see if there's any value on the board right now on Underdog Fantasy. It is pretty early in the day, so I'm not expecting a ton on OddsShopper just yet. As the day goes on, more things pop up, but we'll see. There's probably going to be more value on Daily Grind Fantasy. But OddsShopper is showing us a decent value on Royce Lewis under 1.5 total bases. That's really all we're seeing on there for Underdog Fantasy on OddsShopper. Nothing really standing out to me too much. All these negative EV plays are just not plays that I want to make. I'd rather sit out than making a play that's completely negative EV. But let's head over to Daily Grind Fantasy. We'll go to the Underdog Fantasy Optimizer here tool, and then we'll go to MLB because we want to look at that today. And then we'll refresh because I haven't refreshed it in a bit. So some really good values on the board this morning on Daily Grind Fantasy. Like I said, it's still pretty early in the morning, so there's not a lot of props out there. We're still waiting on fantasy points. We're still waiting on some other lines to be out as well. But at a first glance, these are some of the top plays for you all. So Carson Fulmer, under 5 hits allowed. Jose Arena, over 6 hits allowed. Paul Blackburn, over on the hits allowed. Corey Julks, over 0.5 total bases. Kikuchi, over on the hits allowed. It seems like there's really not a lot of props that is pulling data from at the moment. So not a lot of value on Underdog Fantasy this morning. I apologize that there's really not much out there. But it's early in the day, and that's just the way it goes. I might start doing some live streams for you guys later in the day so we can start finding the value as it comes and as lineups are posted. But that's to be determined. I have to find the time to do that for you all. But if you want to get some plays on these hits allowed, you'll get Kikuchi, Hunter Green, Jonathan Cannon, Trevor Rogers, Jake Irvin, Yoshida under on the bases is a solid play. And then once you get down below 51% here, the value is not as strong. So pretty much any of these plays on Daily Grind Fantasy over 51% is a pretty good play on Underdog Fantasy. So if you want to give Daily Grind Fantasy a chance and you want to sign up for their paid subscription tool, I do have a 25% off code that could also be found in the description below. All these tools that I'm showing here are not free tools, but they are basically worth it for the money. You're going to get your money back over time just by using these tools. They're very useful. I use them every single day for making all of my plays on Underdog Fantasy and Prizepicks and Sleeper. We'll head over to the OddsJam tool again because they have some really good value for Prizepicks and Sleeper. So let's take a look at Prizepicks for today. Some really good value on Prizepicks on some of the hits, runs, and RBIs props. Rhys Hoskins, Jonah Heim, Willie Calhoun, and Nate Lowe, all under 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs are really good values right there. So if you wanted to make an optimal play on Prizepicks and you wanted to remove the WNBA play, you can do a 5-pick insured play, which is a 5-pick flex play on Prizepicks, which is the optimal way to play with Hoskins, Heim, Lowe, Calhoun, and Gomer. I think if you combine Heim and Lowe, it's going to dock it a little bit, so I would remove one of them and maybe add a 5th play like we can go with Tovar under hits, runs, RBIs, and you're still at a 3% positive EV. So that is a solid play for Prizepicks on a 5-pick flex entry. If we start removing things and we go into a 2-pick power play, you see we lose a lot of value here. It's negative 10% EV just because the average odds on that play is negative minus 137, and you're getting plays at minus 123 here. So it's really hard to find value on Prizepicks to do a 2-pick play. And if you're doing a 3-pick play, you might as well just go do an Underdog Fantasy because they'll pay you an extra $10 on the dollar. So honestly, Prizepicks, it's not doing a good job for us. But since it is Taco Tuesday, I will be combining some of these plays with their Taco Tuesday discounts. Heading over to Sleeper because there's usually a lot of value on Sleeper in the morning, but it looks like there's really not a lot right now. Javier Assad under 1.5 total walks is the best one out there at the moment. And then you can go with Bregman and Vargas under 1.5 total bases. The payout will be okay. Let's take a look on it. Almost positive EV. It's not the best play, but it is basically a 5x payout on these 3 plays. I wouldn't combine anything further down on Sleeper just because as you add more plays, the EV is just not going to reflect. So honestly, I would make this play Javier Assad under 1.5 total walks, Alex Bregman and Vargas under 1.5 total bases. But I'm going to wait till later in the day and maybe make some plays as more value pops up as well. So I apologize. It's pretty early in the day. There's not a lot of value on the board on OddsJam right now for pick'em sites, for Underdog Fantasy, Prizepicks, and Sleeper. But there's some value on the board for regular prop markets as well. So we'll head over to the marketplace market-based EV bets tool and see if there are any good values on regular props on the regular sports book. So I live in the state of Florida. The only decent value right now is Andres Jimenez under 1.5 total bases on Hard Rock. So I might make that play and post it in the Discord server. I haven't decided yet. I might just wait for something better to pop up. But if you live in a state like Illinois where you have access to all the other major sports books, there's a lot of value out there. So number one value on the board right now is on Caesars. It's Corey Seager under 1.5 total bases at plus 126 odds. Really good value on there. The line's probably going to move at some point today, so jump on that real quick. And then if you're on FanDuel Sportsbook, over 8.5 total runs in the Cardinals-Reds game today. That's a decent value as well. Pretty much on OddsJam, you want to find anything over maybe 3. 2 is a decent value as well on the rating, but anything over 3 is a really strong value. So these are the top plays on the board on OddsJam. And honestly, I have a tool built into the Discord server where it could show you these plays in real time. So if you go to the MLB section and you do /best bet, hit enter, and then if you choose the league MLB, it will give us the number one play on the board on MLB, which is Corey Seager under 1.5 total bases on Caesars, which is exactly what we are seeing here on their tool. So it's a nice free look into their tools by just using the tools in the Discord server. So hopefully I could have some more plays posted on later today, with Taco Tuesday going on. I will definitely have a play on Prizepicks for every single one of those plays in the Discord later on. And then I'll obviously make some plays on Underdog Fantasy once some more lines come out on the Daily Grind Fantasy tool and on OddsJam. I'm just waiting for some more lines to pop. See, we're only looking at the hits allowed and total bases right now. And I'm just going to wait until more things show up, like the fantasy points and things like that. So, sorry I didn't have a lot of information for you guys in this video, but hopefully we can have more later on today. Best of luck on your plays today, and I appreciate you watching.